them about the political scape of the
Oh,
United
yes. Politics. Say politics is alive. How do you think the politics are here? Because you've been here when I went to go and vote. You've read the different manifestos as well. So the UK as well had elections, but we had it on the 4th of May, and I was expected to go and vote.
The political landscape here is very different from South Africa, in the sense that there were 4 or 5 candidates.
Yeah.
Unlike in South Africa where there's 54.
Yeah.
You won't be able to know who to vote for.
Yeah.
They've got liberals.
Yeah.
Conservatives.
Yeah.
What else?
Green Party,
just for the
Labour market,
and then just individual candidates as well.
Yeah.
So
independent candidate, yeah.
It's much simpler that way rather than having so many people, because now the power will be split amongst those people, which doesn't make sense unless here that there's 5 people that you need to choose from. There was that one guy who was wearing
he was wearing the military.
I was no, don't vote for this guy.
Yeah, so here so how the structure is here up in UK compared to SA is there's more parties, but the 5 ones are the most popular, right? And they're the ones that people vote for. So just because there's 300 parties, they're not going to put 300 parties on the ballot. They're going to choose the ones that have the most support, that people are most that vote for the most, and I think there's about 5. So again, like you mentioned, Conservative, Liberal, Labour Party, and then Green Party, and then there's the independent one. And also the structure here is that mostly we don't have a president, but we have a prime minister, right? What we do have is a head of state here is the monarch, which is King Charles III, right? Who took over Umama Kwasulegayo as soon as she passed away, then just and that you don't vote for. It's not a democracy when it comes to the monarch. It's just how it is. It's vibes. Yeah. And then you'll make a prime minister that is basically head of government. So there's a head of state and there's a head of government. And then you'll go, prime minister is part of a party. Like ANC, no EFF, no what PA or DA. Once you voted for a party, they elect their own sort of prime minister, which is their own little president. So the monarch doesn't really have control. Do they have control? They don't really make a say. They could if they wanted, but they choose not to have a say in terms of
the back seat.
Yeah, so they're not either Liberal or Labour. They're not any one of those. But certain laws that are passed onto the UK, it goes past the monarch and then they approve it and then it carries on. They don't affiliate with any party at all. And so basically I'm going to talk about the biggest 2, which is the Conservatives and the Labour. So Conservatives, we can say they're more right-wing, right? I don't want to say they favor that blue party, similar to that blue party in SA. But they tend to protect a lot of the rich people, right? So for them, they believe that what can I say? Let me actually just pull this up a bit more. You'll edit this out however you feel, but so basically Conservatives is Zona. So they're most so right wing. Yeah, so they believe in sort of strengthening the police force to prevent crime, a lot of that. So they don't like that. Also in terms of tax, I think tax is the biggest issue because they believe that people that work hard, like imali that people earn like shouldn't be governed by the state. Like people work for their money. Like people that work for their money and earn their money shouldn't be overtaxed just because they earn more. Like everyone should be taxed at a certain level.
It's also the same in South Africa.
Yeah, like so for them they're like, look, they don't believe in land bana tax like 50% or 70% when they reach a certain amount of money compared to someone that's like earns less, like because they believe that I've worked hard for this. But also they believe in that way it actually pushes people to work harder so that they can reach that level of like like that's because they feel like it's an incentive for people to work harder. But as we know,
just scrap the tax system, just scrap it, all of it.
But to be fair though, there's a lot of systematic issues there because you kind of like overlooking a lot of systematic things like that make people be in the level that they are, or they can't reach certain, like people, not everyone has access to education, like not everyone has access to a rich family who has money lying around in a but anyways, they also kind of believe that not everyone is equal and it's not up to the state to decide that. So it's up to whether you work or not, which is related to the tax issue as well. They believe that private businesses is very good because it keeps the country wealthy and brings new innovation, basically. So imali is innovative. So for instance, like with the Labour Party, like they want the state, the government to take care of everything. Like it wants the government to take over the private institutions and therefore employ the public to raise like the country, whereas the conservatives believe that like people must just have their own private businesses. Like why must what I work for be owned by the government and anybody working anyhow, you know? Because they also believe that now everything's going to be state owned, people are not going to have the incentive to bring about new technology, new innovation.
Just
because
relax.
Because they're going to be like, what's the point? So they believe that private businesses bring about innovation and creativity amongst people and give them that drive to work harder, right? And then of course the extremely high taxes, and it also kills innovation. That's what they keep saying. They also say minimum wage is okay, but people should work hard for what they earn. So the Labour Party, they're not very keen on that. And they say that private property must be protected at all costs. Now, basically, the Labour Party, which is more so on the left wing, says that government should be more involved in people's lives, like serving the poor people, making sure that also that the richer people get taxed more to fund government initiatives, you know, because they want things to be a little bit more equal, right? And whereas the other party doesn't believe everyone is equal. So they want everything to be equal. They want it to be equitable. That's the better word, like equitable, because equitable means that now you sort of like leveling the playing field. Like that's what's happening now. So they want more of like how do I say this? But basically, if you earn more, you give more to the country. If you earn less, like you give as much as you can. Basically 10%. It's like you're tithing. The more you earn, the more you're gonna give. And then they say public sector is good, like I mentioned, like they want the country to take control of everything. Businesses, especially large businesses, can be bad, as all businesses cares about is profit. So they say that some businesses are not great because all they care about is profit. But I guess like there's some things that I agree with the conservatives, and there's some things where I'm like, okay, like you know,
it won't be perfect on both sides.
Like, but also
it won't be perfect on both sides.
For me, like, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? Because for me, how I see this is that depending on which economic standing you are, you your values are going to change and your perspective is going to change. Because if I'm poor, I don't earn a lot of money, of course I'm going to say tax the richer people more so that we can get more of things going for the public, you know. But then if I'm a rich person that has my own business, private business, and hire shabantu, and I'm like, you know, I have a lovely home, whatever, I don't want to get taxed 60%.
It's like with politicians now.
Yeah, but then like you don't want to get taxed. Like you worked hard. Like let's say you started from the bottom. Now you're here, and you don't want to be taxed so much money when you've worked so much on it. For abantu when in that sense you feel like people abantu that are down there are not working hard enough. They're just gonna chill and earn off of my, like, how much I've worked. Do you get me?
But there's no running away from it in any case.
Yeah. There's no running away from it, yeah?
There's no running away from it.
Yeah.
But now, okay, so basically you've talked about politics, you've talked about food, you've talked about healthcare, and you've talked about the differences between Hereford and Liverpool. I'm just gonna add like my 5 cents on my part too.
How have you found? Like you've been here for about 6 months. How have you found living here for 6 months?
The first part wasn't nice because it was cold. I didn't really enjoy it. But despite that, everything else was good. I made friends. I've been to Northern Wales. I've been to Manchester. I've been to London. Also, what's nice now is that we're in spring, so like the days are longer. It's like 18 hours
of daylight.
Like I've never experienced that before.
Yeah.
Hence I was like, I want to go to Iceland.
Yeah. Why do you want to go to Iceland?
Because it's got 24-hour daylight.
It's not every day.
It's that one day. I'd visit Iceland for that one day because of that. So the weather now is quite decent. People here also like sweets and savory stuff. Guys, I've got a sweet tooth. I remember when we went to that weekend away
in Wales,
in Northern Wales. Yo, ooh, yo, I ate cookies. I had sweets. I had banana cake. I had everything.
Donuts,
croissants,
muffins.
Like they love.
And even corny fruit to
don't want an apple. Give me that donut. So yeah, people here actually love sweet stuff and savory stuff. I've got a sweet tooth, so I don't mind that. But it was going to be a problem if I was not exercising. It was going to be a huge problem. I was probably going to gain like a lot of weight. And funny enough, my mother would actually be happy about that because black parents love their kids when they gain weight.
Yeah, of course.
Instead of losing it.
show of happiness, show of thriving, show of success.
Yeah. And I think I didn't mention on my first video the tap water here. The tap water here is very safe. Didn't even buy like still water, not even once here. It's just tap water.
Unless we were out somewhere and you didn't bring like a bottle of water with us.
It's fresh.
Like a bottle of water.
It's fresh, it's clean compared to like South Africa. I know there are some places in South Africa where there's clean water, but people rather prefer still water.
Like
you'll never know with South African government. You know?
But like where I'm from, like I've never had a problem with with tap water because like at Dimbaza, like
I was surprised by that.
Almonds are sweet.
Edimbaza, clean water.
Beautiful.
Someone needs to go to Edimbaza and go check that out.
Back home, where like in South Africa, where the water is great, like it tastes good. Whereas also there's some places that it doesn't taste so great, like Usia mentioned, like Utbana Yena in Tanzania, like they're not so great, or in London or whatever, and you buy still water. But also here, some parts of like England, they're not so great either. Like in London, the water there is terrible, you know. Like for instance, when I went to to my friends, because I went to watch the Masego concert, and yeah, so I was at their place for about 2 days, and the water there was just terrible. Like it was just terrible. And at the time I had like my Hereford water, so I was living in Hereford at the time, and I had my Hooooow bottled water, and I was like, guys, taste this. And they're like, oh my gosh, like it tastes like it just came from like a hot spring somewhere, you know. And I was like, exactly, like it's just really, really nice. And I think also it's related to location, because we were getting Welsh water, and we have a lot of like valleys, a lot of waterfalls, so they get a lot of their water. They get purified by Lamatye. Up in Liverpool, we're closer to Scotland. I think we're either maybe getting North Wales water or Scottish water. I'm not too sure. I'll probably clarify that like once I've researched it, like put it right there on the video, or he'll put it there. But basically, like the water is great. Like the water is really, really good.
Okay, so basically we've spoken about a lot. I also just want to add, so you guys know that I'm a Manchester United fan.
Oh, football lives, breathes.
So when we were at the weekend away, like I wore my Manchester United tee, and did you see those kids? Yo, wow, what is this? What is this? What are you wearing? What are you wearing? Daddy, tell him to take it off. So like,
pure betrayal.
Yeah, so basically like it's very hard if like you're a fan from and living like in a different city. Like I'm in Liverpool, so I can't exactly wear my Manchester.
Well, you can, but
every
it's
day.
gonna be risky.
It's gonna be
risky. Can wear. No one's telling you to not wear it, but like you're gonna get a lot of
it's gonna be too risky. So basically, like what I wanted to say, so here it's Liverpool and Everton. It's either you're blue, which is Everton, or red, which is Liverpool. Also in Manchester, it's the same. And in South Africa, like the dynamics are different. If you're a football fan, you can have one in Matatiele if you're a Kaizer Chiefs fan, or Mthatha or Durban. It's like it's not precisely on the location that you live. Like here, if you say Brighton, you're a Brighton fan 95% of the time. So yeah, that's also another culture shock that I experienced. And yeah, I think I've covered most of the things that I wanted to cover. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, like England's good. It's fine.
Are you sure? Yeah, guys. So basically, I think we are done with the video. Don't forget to click on the Etsy link that I'll put in the description, guys. This is proper quality.
Yeah, guys, I was just saying also.
Fleece.
Yeah, I was saying earlier that it's really, really comfortable. Like it has like this fleece-like material underneath, which is really, really nice. Like which is kind of what I realized is that like they have big sizes. It's a store, because I wasn't like sure, but like how the sizings would come, because I'm usually a medium, but I was like, let me just order a large just in case. But again, like a large is not like a train smash when it comes to like loungewear or like tracksuit bottoms or sweat jackets or whatever. So because it's quite nice, because now I can just, during the winter time especially, I can just layer up, put a vest, Spencer underneath, put a lot more stuff underneath, and then just have like a nice coat on top, you know, like, and just be about my day. So it's actually quite nice and it's comfortable. It feels like a little nice bear hug. And also, like, you guys don't have to get one that's written University of NLS. Like, Usia has a lot of like print, like t-shirts, sweaters, phone cases, like things that have different things, like things that you may be interested in. If you like Madonna, if you like Frank Ocean, if you want a beanie, so like you don't have to get the stores like edition of what you get. Like you can just get like whatever you like. You know, I think the popular one now is
phone cases.
Is the phone cases. So like the Formula 1 phone cases, like those are very popular at the moment. So if you want something different, coming into the, well, I don't know, coming into the winter or summer season, depending where you are in the country, like
and we do do worldwide delivery.
Yeah.
It's just gonna take some time if you're in South Africa. But don't worry about those because my previous customer didn't like deal with the customs.
Yeah, customs, yeah. So in South Africa, you don't have to worry about customs if you order. Like, you just basically just pay the delivery fee, and it's Bob's your uncle at your doorstep. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm sure he'll post the link of discount
on the description.
On the description. So, yeah, guys, it's gonna be good. So get yourself fun.
Anyways, let us love and leave you. Thank you for being a good host, guest. Thank you for being a lovely guest and just telling us the different things that you did in the UK, in Hereford. What are you doing? But anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel, and see you later.